The first transaction that I'd like to show here is the purchase order entry and then receiving of the products on that purchase order. So the first thing I'd like to do is show you, this is Savant, and it's our administrative console where you can go in and do inquiries and take a look at some setups and things like that. For our purposes, we're going to go into purchase order inquiry, and we're going to look up all the purchase orders. And we can see we've got quite a few out here in various statuses waiting to be received. Some of them are closed. Our last one is number 43. So let's go ahead and pop into AX, and we'll go into our purchase order screen here, and we'll create a new purchase order. So let's choose our vendor. And then here we will be able to put in our item number that we want to order. And we'll choose our warehouse. And we'll put in our quantity, just say 25. And now we will go ahead and take a look at our line details here, and go to the product screen where we'll fill in our location because the test database is using locations. So we got all of that entered. We'll come back to our purchase tab and we'll confirm the PO. Confirming the purchase order, in this case now we've got a number 45, and that will cause it to release into the warehouse and be a real purchase order. Alright, and now I can go back over here to my Savant side and do another lookup. I'll stretch the screen out a bit, and we can see we have number 45. So we'll go ahead and select that, and we can see this is our quantity of 25 for this particular item, and it's in an open status, so that's great. So now we will go ahead into our handheld system, and we will go ahead and receive the item on this purchase order. So for our purposes, we're going into an Internet Explorer window here on our test system, but normally this is going to be on a handheld device, and it's going to have its own Explorer, either Internet Explorer or Chrome. So whichever device you have, it'll do both. Now we'll go ahead into our receiving, and we will type in the purchase order we want to receive. And there are a few defaults that come up. In this case, we have a dock location where we want the product to be instantiated when it gets received. And we can then select a printer. These are all configurable options within our Savant system. And then we want to key in or barcode scan the item that we want to receive, in this case P0002. The handheld scanner will show the user that there were 25 on the purchase order, and then the user can go ahead and receive the quantity that he needs to based on what came in on that truck. So we'll go ahead and receive it in full. A license plate label will print. The system will come out and say it's fully received, and we will be able to see, based on the purchase order, when we refresh here, we'll see that it's 25 are received, and that's great. We can also go to our product inquiry and take a look at that item number and see where it is in the warehouse. And we can see here that we've got our 25 that were received onto the dock with today's date, ready to go. And if we'd like, we can move those around in the warehouse to put them into an appropriate location, to fill up the pick location, or to put it in an overstock, whatever we prefer. So now let's go ahead back to our purchasing window, and we'll come back over here to the receive option. Let's refresh this. You can see we've got PO number 45, and we'll go to receive, product receipt, And we can see here we've got a receipt number with today's date on it. Let's take a look at the lines, and we can see, okay, this is the item, and it came in with our 25 received. So now it's ready to be posted, and we're good to go. And that explains the cycle. At that point, Savant's hands are off, and it's ready for AX to take over.